as we begin our journey with the tool of solitude. Our tool for the week is a pair of headphones. Because headphones, if you're using them either to listen to music or to block out noise while you're doing work in your yard, they help to isolate us away from the noise of the world. And throughout this week, when we talk about solitude, we're also going to be hearing a lot about silence. And today our theme has to do with taming and disciplining our tongue and our speech. So listen to James chapter 3, verses 1 through 12. Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers and sisters, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness. For all of us make many mistakes. Anyone who makes no mistakes in speaking is perfect, able to keep the whole body in check with a bridle. If we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we guide their whole bodies. Or look at ships. Though they are so large that it takes strong winds to drive them, yet they are guided by a very small rudder, wherever the will of the pilot directs. So also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great exploits. How great a forest is set ablaze by a small fire, and the tongue is a fire. The tongue is placed among our members as a world of iniquity. It stains the whole body, sets on fire the cycle of nature, and is itself set on fire by hell. For every species of beast and bird, of reptile and sea creature can be tamed and has been tamed by the human species, but no one can tame the tongue, a restless evil, full of deadly poison. With it we bless the Lord and Father, and with it we curse those made in the likeness of God. From the same mouth come blessing and cursing. My brothers and sisters, this ought not to be so. Does a spring pour forth from the same opening both fresh and brackish water? Can a fig tree, my brothers and sisters, yield olives, or a grapevine figs? No more than salt water yield fresh. I often think about that imagery of how every animal and beast can be tamed and no one has tamed the tongue. I think about the fact that human beings have been able to tame killer whales and dolphins and porpoises and seals, but we all still struggle with watching our speech. And yet part of what we see in the life of Jesus is someone who has such remarkable self-possession that he doesn't feel the need to speak to justify himself. Listen to these brief words from Luke chapter 23, where Jesus is on trial before Pilate. When Pilate heard this, he asked whether the man was a Galilean. And when he learned that he was under Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him off to Herod, who was himself in Jerusalem at that time. When Herod saw Jesus, he was very glad, for he had been wanting to see him for a long time, because he had heard about him and was hoping to see him perform some sign. He questioned him at some length, but Jesus gave him no answer. Jesus had a strong enough sense of identity that he was able to let his life speak for itself, and he was able to be silent. I look forward to sharing this week with you about solitude and its partner, silence.